Hey guys, it's Teddy, and welcome back to the channel all about life skilling in Black Desert Online. Bartering is a huge, daunting life skill to get started with, and getting a boat can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be, and you can start earning millions in no time. Today I'll be showing you how to get your first Epheria Sailboat to start sailing quicker, and carry more bartering goods to make more money. So whether you're a new player trying to jump into bartering, or you're just looking into getting a better boat to use, grab those workers and let's start getting that Epheria Sailboat made. When it comes to bartering, it requires a lot of cargo slots and the ability to sell faster. Sadly, fishing boats and the Epheria cogs cannot be used to carry the bartering goods. The solution to this is the Bartali Sailboat that can be obtained through the Great Expedition questline, and it can be upgraded to the Epheria Sailboat. To get started with your very own boat is easy. Opening your quest log and heading to the suggested tab has the quest line, the Great Expedition, the first sailboat into Aquilow's Eye. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong. Also, heading to Velia and speaking to Igor Bartali also has the quest. With how long this quest line is, I suggest pausing here and checking out Chris Poley's guide on completing this if you haven't already. The link is in the description down below. This line is completed, you're given the Bartali Sailboat, which can be used to start sailing and bartering. This is the starter tier 1 ship with just one cargo slot, no cabin slots, and cannot be equipped with parts to increase the stats. These can be upgraded to the Epheria Sailboat or frigate, but which one should you choose? Choosing between the sailboat and frigate is simple. For bartering, we need more cargo room and more weight limit for the cargo. The Epheria Sailboat comes with 25 cargo slots and 5,000 pounds weight limit, making it perfect for bartering, whereas the frigate is faster and is designed to kill sea monsters quicker, but comes with 10 cargo slots and 4,000 pounds weight limit. To check which ship is best for you, there is now a new window showing the upgrade tree. In here, highlighted in yellow, is which ship you're currently viewing. Hovering over each ship will show you if there's an upgrade or downgrade in the stats. And finally, underneath each ship is the specialization the ship has. Be careful when choosing which ship to upgrade to. Once the process is started, it cannot be changed, so if you choose to build a frigate, then the Epheria Sailboat has to be made from scratch or bought from the central market. Now, the downside to making the ship from scratch has to be the time needed for the dailies, the amount of materials needed, and the time it takes the workers to build the sailboat. To craft the Epheria Sailboat requires a level 3 shipyard, which can be done here in Port Epheria. 800 standardized timber square, 600 steel, 1500 pine plywood, 300 flax fabric, and finally 20 Epheria Sailboat designs. With needing a lot of materials to build the Epheria Sailboats or upgrade the Bartali Sailboat, let me show you how to get started gathering and processing down all the materials needed. When upgrading the Bartali Sailboat, it requires the same amount of materials needed to just build the Epheria Sailboat, but replaces the sailboat design with the Epheria Sailboat Upgrade Permit. These can be bought from Fallacy here in Epheria for 100 mil. You'll also need all the Bartali Sailboat parts enhanced to +10. These can also be bought from Fallacy for 400,000 each, and can be enhanced using the armored blackstones. Now to get the materials for upgrading or building the sailboats, for the standardized timbered squares, these can be processed from chopping logs down into usable scantling and chopping them down further. With Artisan 2 processing or higher, this will only require 15,120 logs. This can be done while gathering the pine logs needed for the pine plywoods. Speaking of the pine plywood, these are made the same way as the standardized timbered squares. Using chopping on the pine logs will make them into the pine planks, and then choosing chopping on them again will make them into the plywood. At Artisan 2 processing, this requires 11,120 pine logs. Heading to Trent is the best place with the massive amounts of pine around. Workers can also be used to gather pine to speed this up, but with the need for all the logs, manually gathering everything might reduce the need to buy it from the central market. Really quick, let me know if you gather all the materials or if you just choose to buy everything off the central market. I'm curious after manually doing this years ago before they made everything easier to gather. While you're down there, be sure to leave a like if you're enjoying the life scaling content here on the channel. Now, as for the steel, this needs melted iron to be heated with coal. In total, the steel will need 2,400 melted iron and 1,200 coal. Iron can be found all over the main regions, with Pilgrim Haven being the fastest spot to mine. Setting up an alt out here will reduce the time needed to travel, and workers can also be set up on nodes, speeding up getting all the iron needed. As for coal, this can be gathered using workers at the Omor Lava Cave or Kepler Quarry. Moving on to the last material that can be gathered is the flax fabric. This can be made from heating and grinding flax down and will need a total of 2,400 flax. Flax can be gathered around Tariff, or workers can be sent to the Costa farm nodes or the Kamalsilv temple node. To get the Epheria Sailboat design has to be done through a single daily quest. This is going to be the longest item to take, with needing 20 of these, and only one can be obtained per day. Opening the quest log and hitting the suggested tab in the section crafting till you board a sailboat or frigate leads you velocity to start the daily. This can also be done by heading to Port Epheria here. This is an easy daily that takes 2 minutes to do, but rewards 1 design per day and resets every night at midnight. Once you have everything needed, it's time to either upgrade or start building those sailboats. Now that you're ready to upgrade, it's as simple as heading to any wharf manager. Here, you can select the sailboat and upgrade it. And this requires the materials to be in the storage, so make sure you have inventory space in your storage, but once selected, the process will start. When done, you have your very own tier 2 ship. For those building the Epheria Sailboat, it requires a lot of time depending on the workers you have and their skills. Don't worry though, multiple workers can work on the boat at the same time to speed up the building process. Using goblins with any skill that increases the work speed and thrifty for a percentage of materials back is the best options. Goblins already have the fastest work speed, though others will work just fine. Though, be warned, the building process can take up to 10 days or more to complete, so the faster the worker and the more workers you have placed on building it, the faster your ship will be ready. If lodging is an issue, other towns can be used as long as they're connected to Port Epheria and the town storage has their materials they're working on. Calpheon is the closest with the cheapest lodging. On to getting the shipyard, it requires 9 contribution points to get the buildings that lead up to it, and 3 for the shipyard. This needs to be level 3 to start crafting the Epheria Sailboats. Be sure you have 12 contribution points available if you don't already. Now with the shipyard ready and the materials in your storage, simply have the workers start building the boat and wait for it to be completed. Once the workers are done, you'll have your brand new Epheria Sailboat license ready to be registered at any wharf manager. After registering your ship, you're ready to start bartering easier and faster than before. With the cost of buying a tier 2 ship being in the billions, being able to gather the materials or do quests to get a boat is the first step into bartering. And if you made it this far, let me show you how to speed up getting those sailboats sooner and start bartering in no time. There is one final way to get the Epheria Sailboat. This can be done using the Shining Shakatu seals. These are rewarded through events and login bonuses every month. Though it takes 30 seals to exchange a sailboat or frigate, using the Shining Shitaku seals is a great way to get a sailboat if you don't have the contribution points, workers, or the materials needed to build one. This has a couple downsides though. It takes 3 months to acquire the seals needed for the boat, which is longer than manually building and or upgrading. The other downside is when exchanging the Shining Shitaku seals, it's far more profitable to save them for the Tri-Tuningrads or the Tri-Manos instead. This is the only way to get a sailboat for free without needing to upgrade or build one from scratch, so that is a caveat. When it comes to bartering, there's a lot of steps that goes into getting started, and getting a boat is the first step that should be done. I mean, without a boat, there's no sailing or bartering that can be done. The Epheria Sailboat is the perfect boat to get started with bartering, and when you upgrade it further, it provides the best in slot ship for bartering. I hope this helps you get started on upgrading those sailboats, or just going out to gather the materials to have workers build one for you. Originally, it took me a year to build my first Epheria Sailboat before they introduced being able to upgrade up, and it was just pure torture. But if you want to avoid that very torture, be sure to check out my Yawning Hedgehog gathering guide here, or my Kling Clang processing guide here to speed up getting those materials. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications so you can keep up with everything life skilling. I'll see you in the next Black Desert Online guide.